Today on Hidden Secrets Revealed Live. Check this out. U.S. Fed cuts rate by 25 basis points. The Federal Reserve cut its benchmark interest rate by 25 basis points. It's the third consecutive cut, its lowest level since 2022. They lowered it to a range of 3.5% to 3.75% in response to a sluggish labor market and persistent inflation. Why was there internal divisions within the Fed? Let me reveal this hidden secret to you live right now. HSRL is a production of Safe New Media. Before you keep watching, let me tell you who this is not for. This show is not for you if you take yourself too seriously, if you are a seeker. Let me be your guide to discover accurate truth for yourself. Let me help you increase the quality and effectiveness of your life by revealing to you the hidden secrets of the universe. It's the only podcast of its kind right now on this subject, going live on X, therefore the most popular live stream podcast, live right now on this subject, going live on X. This show is specifically for those who are seeking new perspectives, fresh ideas, and a willingness to explore new possibilities. My intention is to help investors like you stay ahead of the curve and make the most out of emerging opportunities. Today on HSRL, ladies and gentlemen, the Federal Reserve cut interest rates again, a third time, another 25 basis points. The Fed keeps doing these 25 BP trims like it's cutting bangs with kitchen scissors. Yeah, we cut rates again. Not enough for anyone to notice, but enough to make every economist nod like they understand what happened. We are now sitting at a target range of 3.50% to 3.75%. It's the lowest since 2022. It's like they're finally admitting the economy's not only cooling off, it decided to take a cold plunge right down into the labor market. Yeah, they're cutting rates because they're concerned about the labor market. Oh, now they care about workers. For 2 years, they were like, we need to cool the economy, which is Fed speak for we need people to lose their jobs so your Cheerios cost less. Mission accomplished, guys. Unemployment's up. You want a trophy? The funny thing is that the labor market is cooling. That's a technical term, cooling. Dude, they're cutting rates because the labor market's cooling. What does that even mean? We're at the point where macroeconomic policy sounds like a CrossFit coach diagnosing your aura. Unemployment edges up a tiny bit, and suddenly the Fed's panicking. We got to support the labor market. Meanwhile, every contractor I call is booked for 6 months. Who's unemployed? Show me one guy, just one. And inflation? Still hanging around above 2% like a fart in an elevator that nobody wants to acknowledge. But inflation's still above their 2% goal. So they're cutting rates to fight inflation by making money cheaper, which causes inflation. That's like putting out a fire with a super soaker full of gasoline and saying, well, it's mostly water. Check out this kind of logic that they use to fix it. Here's the situation. Inflation is still above their 2% goal. Things are still expensive, but jobs are slowing down. So, Jerome Powell, who looks like a guy who's disappointed in your life choices, even though he doesn't know you, he decides we need to make money cheaper. They cut rates to stimulate the economy because the economy is slowing down, because they raised the rates to slow down the economy. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a dog chasing its own tail, but the dog is also the vet, and the tail is your 401k. They raised the rates to stop you from buying a Ford F-150 you couldn't afford. And now that you stopped buying it, they're freaking out. Oh my God, nobody's buying the truck. Cut the rates. Get him back in the dealership. It's unbelievable. Think about it. The Fed today cut rates for the third time in a row. 3 times. You know what else comes in threes? The number of Fed officials who looked at this decision and said, nah, I'm good. Can you believe the internal division? Did you see this? 3 dissenters. It's like a Thanksgiving dinner at the Fed. 2 regional presidents said, don't cut. 1 governor said, cut it by 50. It's chaos. It's tribal warfare in a marble building. It's like when you see a group of chimps, right? And the alpha chimp is holding the banana. That's the federal funds rate. And the other chimps are screeching because they want to eat the banana. But the alpha knows if they eat the banana too fast, they get a stomach ache called hyperinflation. Think about that. You work at the Federal Reserve. Your only job requirement is agreeing on interest rates. And 3 people show up like it's a restaurant and they can't decide on the check. 2 guys wanted no cut. 1 maniac wanted 50 basis points. They call it monetary policy. But isn't it more like a divorced couple arguing over how much child support is fair? And Powell's in the middle like a worn out dad on a road trip. Guys, I swear to God, we're stopping at 25 basis points, and that's final. Powell's out there sweating bullets because this is 75 basis points of easing since September and has got the whole boardroom looking like a divorced couple fighting over the remote. You know what's killing me? The internal divisions, 3 dissenters, 2 regional presidents yelling, no, cut, you idiots. And 1 governor going, screw it, make it 50 basis points, let's get wild. It's like the Fed's a family therapy session where dad, that's Powell, is trying to keep the peace, but mom wants to sell the house. Uncle Jed wants to burn it down, and cousin Larry's pounding the table for more wine. Pass the easing. And all the while, Trump's in the corner, FaceTiming from Mar-a-Lago. Hey, Jerome, cut them more, cut them deeper, make money free. I want people borrowing money they'll never pay back, like the good old days when I had casinos. Jerome, nobody's saying, I'm sorry, this is Trump, right? It's terrible Trump impersonation, but go with me. Okay, so Trump's like, Jerome, everybody's saying you need to cut rates by a lot. We're going to make debt cheap again or you're fired. Pressure is mounting, folks. Trump's pushing for bigger cuts. More. It's like he's ordering deli meat. Yeah, slice it thin. No thinner. Keep going. I want to see through it. It's like the ex who won't stop texting at 2 a.m. Just one more aggressive cut, baby, for old time's sake. Stimulate the growth, you know what I mean? And Powell's over there sweating because he's got Trump on one side, 3 dissenting voters on the other, and the entire banking system is running on fumes. Their reserves are so low, they got to buy treasury bills just to keep the lights on. The Federal Reserve is basically doing payday loans to itself. The Fed's reserves are so low they need to buy T-bills just to stabilize the plumbing. You can treat this like the Fed's checking account is at $28.17 and Powell's refreshing the balance waiting for payday. The Fed's deposits are scraping the bottom of the barrel now. Reserves so low, they're about to yell at the banks, hey, don't spend it all in one place. So what do? They got to go shopping, buying T-bills and short treasuries, like a hangover Black Friday mom restocking the liquor cabinet. Got to add reserves back in, smooth out the money market plumbing before the repo rates start twitching like a meth head in church. So the Fed's buying bonds to control the Fed funds rate. What does that entail? It's like panic buying IOUs from your broke cousin to keep the overnight lending from turning into a bar fight. The Fed is worried about reserves. Deposits are near the lower end of what they consider safe. If reserves get too low, the overnight rates get volatile. So they need to buy T-bills. They need to buy short maturity treasuries to inject cash back into the banking system. So listen closely to the logic. The Federal Reserve has to print money to buy the government's debt so that the banks have enough money to lend to the government to pay back the money the Federal Reserve printed. It's a snake eating itself, folks. It's an Ouroboros of stupidity. But Wall Street, they're thrilled. Stocks are at record highs. Investors heard cut and immediately acted like dogs hearing the treat bag. Rates are lower. Who's a good boy? The market's a good boy. Wait, is this a healthy economy? I can't tell because everyone is celebrating. Why? Borrowing money just got cheaper while nobody has a job to pay it back with. Lower rates mean cheaper borrowing, and cheaper borrowing means companies can borrow money to buy their own stock, to make the stock go up, so they can borrow more money against the stock. That makes their stock shoot up, like they found grandma's hidden Viagra stash. Record highs incoming, all because cheaper borrowing means consumers and businesses might finally stop pinching pennies and start blowing them on lattes and lemon law lawyers. Optimism, even with inflation lurking, like that sketchy dude at the gym who won't stop asking about your protein shake. It's a mixed outlook, sure. Economy humming along on one leg, tripping over inflation on the other. But hey, lower rates ease the pain, boost the spending, right? Until it doesn't. And we're all back to ramen noodles and resenting our 401ks. The whole thing's genius. We're worried about employment. So here's cheaper debt. Yeah, that'll help. We asked for financial stability, but I guess we're a nation of unemployed people with excellent credit card interest rates. It's brilliant. It really is. They say this has a ripple effect globally, and it does, because the whole world is looking at us going, wait, so their solution to high prices is to make it easier to buy things? Yes. The system is working exactly as designed. And the design is this: we must lower the cost of money to save the economy from the damage caused by the cost of money. They cut 25 basis points. They didn't want to, but they did it anyway. That's my time. I got to get back to work. Share this, retweet on X. Subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify. You're allowed to make fun of me only if your jokes are funny and you get my name right. Any insults must be contained to Spotify, and you must be following HSRL on Spotify. Make sure you follow before sending any insults. You don't have to do this, but if you want to, you can go ahead and follow me on X. You don't have to follow me on X. It's not necessary to follow me on X. But now you can follow at Safe New Media on X, FKA, Twitter, whatever you decide. Team up with me to bring about serious advancement for each other. The plan is for our community to share with each other the systems, the processes, and workflows that we are successfully using in order to help each other grow, which is why I invite you to belong higher. If you want to, you can get into our Telegram, join our inner circle on Telegram. There's a link to it at the top of the Safe New Media X profile. The official source for this show is safenewmedia.com/HSRL. I want to give loyal listeners of this podcast something. Free gift for you. If you want to start a podcast but feel imposter syndrome, you can get your copy of the Anti-Imposter Podcast Starter Kit at safenew.media. What I'm about to tell you next will shock you.
This is not an offer, solicitation of an offer to buy or sell securities. Past performance is not an indication of future results. Investing involves risk and may result in partial or total loss. Prospective investors should carefully consider investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses, and should consult with a tax or legal advisor before making any investment decision.
Are you an accredited investor? If you're not, then don't worry about this right now. But if you are, listen up. Today, owning a home now costs $52K more per year than renting. Families are stuck as forever renters. We're seizing this shift, buying 100 plus unit assets in growth markets. Few get in. Why? We don't need more money. We're looking for investors aligned with our values. We're improving quality of life at scale for hardworking families. Secure your place on our wait list. Go to Inveresta.com. You can now subscribe to our newsletter. That secures your place. You can now receive your free guide. It's called Location Science 2026. 5 filters to find growth markets for multifamily real estate. Don't ignore the data before you invest. When you subscribe at Inveresta.com, you secure your place on our waitlist for the next opportunity. Most real estate people tell you to invest in your backyard, which is great unless your backyard is a terrible location. Avoid losing money in a terrible location. Hit me up on our X profile at Inveresta. Retail investors can send me a DM there to let me know what kind of investment opportunities you are looking for. Accredited investors can get in touch with me today. Call my office, go to Inveresta.com. Accredited investors only. This is not an offer or solicitation to the general public. Last thing before I let you go, I want to invite you to subscribe to Methods of Prosperity newsletter. Methods of Prosperity newsletter. You owe it to yourself to be rich. Society, our parents, teachers, and peers have conditioned us. They want us to be like them. They need us to comply. They need us to be conventional, like they are. As Herb Kelleher, co-founder and CEO of Southwest Airlines, remarked, all the people that were telling me those things were expressing conventional wisdom. And if it's conventional, it ain't wisdom. And if it's wisdom, it ain't conventional. My name is Sean Allen Fenn, and I'm obsessed with prosperity. This is the natural state of the human spirit. It turns out there's no limit. There's also many variables. Some keep their day job while others go all in. Some are entrepreneurs while others are value investors, but all of them have a certain mindset. Understanding what makes them tick grants us insight into our own journey. Methods of Prosperity newsletter is for anyone who agrees that success leaves clues. It's the most popular newsletter to brainwash yourself rich. Go to safenewmedia.com/newsletter. To become a billionaire, one must first be conditioned to think like a billionaire. You can subscribe for free right now at safenewmedia.com/newsletter. Thanks for making this the most popular live stream at this hour on this subject, going live on X, formerly known as Twitter. Hidden Secrets Revealed Live is a production of Safe New Media, unconventional, diversified, global digital media company devoted to the practice, administration, and dissemination of the ideologies of its founder, moi, yours truly. My name is Sean Allen Fenn, and it's definitely not a cult. I like you, but don't take my word for it. Decide for yourself.